Hello, everybody. Kathy here. Today, I want to talk with you about the secret to paying 0% tax. And no, we're not just going to be talking about the UAE, the Cayman Islands, because you can just do a simple Google search, and yes, you'll be provided with a list of countries where you can pay legally 0% tax. But instead, we're going to really be talking about a concept that most of my clients and students have implemented into their lives in order to legally be paying 0% tax and still live their preferred lifestyle. Because believe it or not, a lot of people don't actually want to live full time in the UAE and get that 0% personal tax rate. Instead, what a lot of my people have done is implemented the concept of not putting all of your eggs in one basket. What I want to highlight here is that what I mean with not putting all of your eggs in one basket is to not put all of your assets, not put all of your wealth in one single country. Because a lot of people, who grow up in one place, they and go to school in that one place, they end up getting married in that one place, work in that one place, have the business in one place if they go down that route. They're not really looking beyond what's possible on a global scale, which in this day and age, we're relying on globalization. It's very normal for all of our products to be made from various different countries. So we should really be opening up ourselves to what's possible beyond the borders of the place that you have grown up in. And also, if you right now you have one passport from one country, let's take Spain for example, you have Spanish passport, your business is set up in Spain, or you're registered as an autonomo in Spain, you have one bank account that is located in Spain with a Spanish address linked to it, your residential address, with a Spanish number, you see how vulnerable you are to any type of risk that any government body could put you into. Like, I've seen people really in distressed situations where they're being audited or whatever, they got themselves in a risky situation where now their bank accounts are getting shut down, and because they only have one bank account in that one country, it's kind of, they can't get access to their cash flow, they can't get access to whatever it is that they need on a daily basis to survive. So that is the worst case scenario you can be in, to really have everything in one pot in one country and just think that that status quo, what you're most familiar with and what you're most comfortable with, is the way to do it. Because let me break it to you, it's really not. There are so many other alternative options out there, which is this whole world of offshore companies, offshore banking creations. That's what it is all about. Offshore really doesn't mean anything else than a foreign bank account, a foreign company. And yes, it's nothing illegal. There's been a lot of negative connotation around offshore companies, offshore bank accounts, when in fact it really just means that you are the owner of a foreign company, that you're the owner of a foreign bank account, which nowadays has become so much easier to have and to be the legal owner of because of the internet. We can sign the legal documents online, the businesses can be incorporated without you needing to travel and go to that other country where you'd like to have another business. You don't need to go and travel necessarily to set up another bank account. You can even just download apps and go from there, do the whole KYC process on your phone from wherever you are. So really take advantage of this globalized world that we're living in to diversify into different countries and different pockets of opportunities, because the more options you have, the more choices you get to take whenever something comes up. You never know when the next bank might shut down on you. You never know, what sort of documentation they're looking from you to provide that will trigger it to be an investigation and you not being able to access your money. So we want to minimize that risk by being able to diversify into different places. And this can also result definitely in then lowering your taxation and being able to, run things on a 0% tax. No, we're not just hiding money, wherever in different countries. We're not doing that because we still want to be compliant with the rules wherever you are. But it is, especially for my people, what they all do, they make money online. They have figured out different various ways how to create their own money machine And now they've created freedom and flexibility for their lives to be more global. And a lot of my people, they love adventuring, they love going to other places. So naturally, they're drawn to experience different countries and places. Now, whilst that is their preferred lifestyle, what will be super annoying is if you actually go to one country after the next one, and let's say you move every year, every second year. In that case, you'd almost have to set up a company and then close it back down, set up another company, close it back down because you're moving. And what's best solution for that case is to just simply have a company that works from anywhere, wherever you are located, and keep that company running whilst you're moving around and have this international lifestyle. So it's almost best that you set up the company not necessarily where you are, but instead set it up somewhere else. And yes, you can still, register yourself in whichever country you decide to be in, but just have the business in another jurisdiction. That is definitely possible. And it's this kind of concept that I really want to focus and highlight, that no, just because you are located in one place and you don't even know for how long you might be in that one place, doesn't need that your business also needs to be there. It also doesn't need that your bank account needs to be there. You can have your business set up elsewhere, and you can have a bank account set up elsewhere. Also, for those that already have a business set up, you can open up bank accounts for that business in another European country that you would like to have. As long as you have your documentation and you can prove that this business belongs to you, why not? You can set up different bank accounts. Now, let's get a little bit more into what the recommendations are. So firstly, as I said, the business. You can set up your business in different jurisdictions. Obviously, you need to be super careful if you're living in a high-taxing Western country, like let's say Germany, Spain, the usual Canada. You need to be careful where you go and set up your business. Most of my people, they have moved abroad to lower tax places, to countries that are more flexible, and in that case they can then default back on business structures that really support their entrepreneurial journey, that make sure that they're connected to multi-currency accounts, that they're connected to Stripe accounts. I've previously talked about the US LLC structure. There's also UK structures that work perfectly fine, and you've also got structures such in the UAE that can provide you still with a 0% corporate tax rates. There's various different solutions that are out there. What will work for you really depends on your business, how you run it, your level of involvement in the business as well. And remember, just because you have a foreign business doesn't mean that you can't have something where you decided to be for a little while. You can still go and register yourself as a self-employed person, as a freelancer, depending on what type of work you still do for the running of your business. So keep that in mind as well. It's just making sure that you don't necessarily put everything that you have into one pocket. Remember, diversification is the key here. So that's the first thing, your business. Then the other thing is diversifying by having a second citizenship, a second passport. And I know that might not be possible for everybody because not every country will allow dual citizenship. So be careful around that. But even if your country doesn't allow second citizenship, you can still go and secure a second residency. Whether that is residency by investment, such as securing golden visas in different countries. Europe has quite a few opportunities there where you can go and secure a second residency. That again is making sure that you're as diversified as possible and you have more options to choose from in case you decide, to move abroad, in case you decide to start traveling or have a different base, or just have it there in case you decide that, what, I want to trial out something new in the future. And it's also something that you can apply as a full family unit if that's what you want to do. So diversification there will secure a lot of more options, and you don't just have to rely on that one passport. You can have something else, another legal residence elsewhere, another legal visa elsewhere. The third thing, I kind of already talked about this, is to secure multiple bank accounts. And this is really a no-brainer, because where I see things going wrong with a lot of people is normally when they only have one bank account. Like I said, that is just putting yourself in the most vulnerable position. If you've got all of your money sitting in one bank account in the country where you have your only one passport from, that is just the worst position you could be in. Therefore, you should open up multiple bank accounts and use them, diversify your income. Don't have all of your income just sitting in one pot. You can also make sure you have multi-currency accounts in different places. Wise and Revolut are really accessible and easy to move money around from one place to the other place. You can also make sure you have offshore bank accounts that are crypto friendly, if that's what you're doing, set up in different countries so that you can move money, in and out of your wallets. And you can have also different business bank accounts, like I said at the beginning. Just because your company set up in the US doesn't mean that you can't have a European business bank account. Like, it's actually possible if you do have the right documentation to prove. It's not necessarily going to be easy, but it is possible to have various different business bank accounts. So make sure you secure different options, because it's a terrible position to be in, especially for my online entrepreneurs. If your Stripe account gets shut down, or the bank that is linked to your Stripe account gets shut down, and all of a sudden you can't receive money anymore on a daily basis from your clients, it's not a fun position to be in. And I say this because I've witnessed people coming to me when they were in that situation. But this could have actually been avoided had you had another business bank account already opened. You could have just then switched the business bank linked to the Stripe and continue receiving your income. Instead, now we have to rush things and set up something as soon as possible. And it's not a fun position to be in. Let me tell you that. I've seen people go through it, and you don't want to be in it. And the last one is, leveraging also your global lifestyle that you have. I know some people, they will go for something like the UAE solution. They secure a UAE residency, and now they like to enjoy their global lifestyle. And just because you have a residency somewhere doesn't necessarily mean that you need to stay there, the whole year. You actually have a lot more flexibility then to go to different places and enjoy the lifestyle of different places, whilst having a residency somewhere and keeping that residency active, if it is important to you, obviously. But leverage that international lifestyle if you've already created this kind of freedom and flexibility in your income sources, in your whole lifestyle, so that you can make the most of it and really leverage different systems at the end of the day. This is what we're doing here by putting your eggs in different baskets. You don't have to be there all the time. You get to really enjoy this lifestyle and also take the best of every system that they have to offer to you. So I hope this makes overall sense. Obviously, as I said, you can structure things like you want. You can have things in different countries, put your eggs in different baskets. And I also have to say that not everybody likes to do that, and that's completely fine, because it does create somewhat of a more logistical, not nightmare, but you have to keep tracks of things. You need to know where your bank accounts are. You need to know what type of countries you have what and whatnot. And it's normal that also I have had some people who say, I actually would rather keep things in one place. That is completely feasible if you're not the type to move around a lot, if you're not the type to go from one place to the next place, but you like to have your base. You still can, in that position, not leverage as much on your global lifestyle and just keep your residency in one place, be put there, but still consider that you could have things elsewhere that you can set up from the comfort of your couch and really leverage them. I understand that, it might take a little bit more organization and administration, but the benefits that you'll get from just knowing and having that peace of mind that, oh, I've got that other option set up there, ready for me to be used whenever, if I ever get into an unfortunate situation, it's there and it puts me at peace of mind. So keep that in mind as well. You don't have to be using it every day, moving money around every day. No, we're doing things here pretty calmly and pretty peacefully. We're just being prepared in the worst case scenario so that the power goes back to you and you're being put in the best situation possible. I hope this makes sense, this whole thinking of not putting your eggs in one basket, because really all you want to be doing is putting yourself in the best possible situation and not putting your family, your loved ones at risk of not having cash flow. Because most of the times when things go wrong, it starts with banking issues. The banks want to know more things. The banks will have more questions. They want to know your address. They want to know where this income came from. They want to see where this income has been declared, all of that. And if they don't get what they want, the first thing usually is to shut things down. In that case, you don't want to be in that case, let's put it this way. All right, I hope this has made sense and would like to hear your comments and thoughts around this whole putting your eggs in different basket concept. And I'll see you next time.